Ignorant people. Just talk nonsense. Hi, we're Dr. Friends. Please subscribe, like, and comment.
Not our signature.
It's the segment our helpers love the most, artists through a doctor's eyes.
They must love it, right?
Yes, they do.
Some really love it.
Yes, that's right.
Do you remember when we discussed Renoir for over 30 minutes recently?
20 minutes.
I think it would be hard to forget. Today is about Claude Monet.
Renoir's best friend.
About 30 minutes today, we prepared briefly. What Monet painting comes to mind?
The one that made Impressionism?
Oh, unexpected answer. You remember it.
Of course.
Oh, what was it? Let's leave it here.
I don't really know Monet.
Oh, not much.
Yes.
Lilies.
Water lilies.
The Water Lilies series is the most famous painting,
I want to see it. Oh, I was there once.
right? And
Renoir.
Dr. Wu did another. Those who looked closely at Renoir,
Oh, sunrise.
Impression Sunrise.
Impression sunrise.
Critics mocked it, claiming it captured only impressions, so they labeled artists like Monet and Renoir as Impressionists, using the term to ridicule them.
Those same people.
Now, here's another surprise quiz.
I think yes.
How did the Impressionist movement with artists like Monet and Renoir begin? And why didn't painters venture outdoors to paint before then?
I think they painted narratives or characters, not nature.
That's Dr. Wu's thought.
There seem to be many paintings related to Greek and Roman mythology or the Bible.
That's possible. But actually, in 1841, tube oil paints were introduced. Before that, fresco paints used raw eggs and dried quickly outside. With oil paints, you had to prepare them first, so they dried quickly.
So, they had no choice but to paint impressions indoors.
Right? It was hard to paint actual outdoor scenes, but with the invention of tubes, you could just squeeze and paint outside. The person who informed us about this is a very wise member of our family, Li Yu-won,
Down?
in Bandung.
Oh, he told you about this.
Yes, Li Yu-won, my father.
The sage of
Yes,
Bandung.
sage.
Sage.
Does your father like this segment?
He loves it and gives feedback.
I'm embarrassed. What does he say?
Ignorant guys chattered. He really wanted me to share this story. He told me, insisting on it.
But that's really interesting.
It makes sense. That's how Impressionism was born, and Claude Monet can be seen as the father of Impressionism.
The father.
He didn't paint like that from the start. Monet's early notable works,
Well done.
look Impressionist.
They really resemble the classic French paintings from the previous era.
They're very traditional paintings. They're actually classified as realism. At 26, Monet wasn't yet an Impressionist painter, just painting in the realism style.
Looks like a photo.
He painted works classified as realism, and this woman's name is Camille. She was his model, and Monet's lover.
Yes, she's a famous figure.
A year after he painted that.
In 1867, Monet and Camille had a child, but interestingly, they got married in 1870.
Oh, back then it was quite...
Shirt. They raised a
Had a
child
child
while
and married.
unmarried and then got married.
Maybe artists had more freedom, or it was the norm. Thinking about it, it's quite unusual.
Yes.
In the 1870s, when they got married, a war broke out between France and Prussia. So they moved to London.
To England.
In 1871, he moved to Argenteuil near Paris. During this time, he made friends at the Swiss Academy and Glare Studio, where he met lifelong friends like Renoir and Sisley. His painting style developed, and in 1874, he painted Impression Sunrise, which you saw earlier. He became an impressionist, initially mocked by critics. In
Right.
1876, a very wealthy art collector named Ernest Hochstedt commissioned him to create artworks to fill his house. However, Hochstedt went bankrupt in 1878 and fled to Belgium. This is where it gets shocking. With nowhere to go, Mrs. Alice and her 6 children ended up at Monet's house. The next year, Monet's wife passed away. Afterwards, Alice became Monet's partner,
Why?
just due to illness.
Sounds like a conspiracy?
Not love, just illness?
In a way,
Quite unusual.
A former client.
Even had 6 children.
Yes, but Alice became Monet's lover. This painting here is of Alice, showcasing her.
So beautiful.
Now the paintings are different from when he painted Camille. In 1883, where he lived until death, he loved Giverny. The scenery was beautiful.
Where in France?
It's a French region where he dreamed of building a house. By then, Monet was wealthy and famous.
Where well?
50.
The house is huge. It even has a pond. He made a huge garden with a bridge.
At home?
Yes, in his garden. He built a mansion, and from then on, because he didn't have to go anywhere, he began painting series of the same subject, altering the method over time.
When he was young, he used to paint with Renoir and friends by the roadside.
He went from struggling to wealthy.
Both did well.
The Water Lilies series was born during this time, and Monet was almost 60. At 60, it's life's twilight. He started creating historic masterpieces.
Life begins at 60, indeed.
That's so true. This is the Water Lilies painted in 1906.
Oh, it's
And
beautiful.
the colors are blue. It's a painting that captures the reflection so well, right?
Colors changed.
In 1916, the colors took on a yellowish hue. Records show these were painted in the same season and time, but the expression and colors have really changed.
Over 10 years, the tone changed.
It's yellowish.
Filtern.
It changed a lot, even with the same subject. Here's the next painting.
It's pretty.
It's a bridge in the garden. It's called a Japanese-style bridge, painted in 1899. He painted the same subject like this in 1919.
Foggy.
The boundaries are blurred, and it looks foggy, right?
Unless it's really foggy, it wouldn't look like this.
Exactly.
And this one,
He painted it again in 1923.
a bridge.
Is this the bridge? Hard to tell.
1923.
Painted 4 years later, the form changed a lot.
Looks like it's on fire or hellish.
These are Monet's garden bridge paintings, but they've changed. The pond is yellow and the trees forest, and grass turned yellow or reddish brown. Why did this happen?
Style change.
The color tone changed.
At that time, Monet had cataracts. When cataracts progress, colors appear yellowish and shapes become foggy.
Right. People with cataracts often say their vision feels like it's foggy.
He saw his garden through a cataract filter, changing his view. His ophthalmologist, Charles Catella, said recovery was possible if he underwent surgery on his right eye. But surgery back then wasn't like it is now. It required tremendous courage. So Monet didn't go through with the surgery. Instead, he used pupil dilating drops.
To dilate the pupils, you mean?
Really sensitive. Because it's foggy, it lets more light in.
The lens was so clouded. But when the pupil dilates, instead of the cloudy part, the edges widen. He can see,
That object.
A little?
even just a little. Because his vision improved at that moment, his painting time was forcibly shortened.
Had to paint.
So he finished paintings in one sitting. That's how his Water Lily series could capture that exact moment. In fact, the reason Monet's Water Lilies remain masterpieces is because his cataracts limited his time, changed his style, and that's how his art evolved. But after much stubbornness, his friend and elder statesman Georges Clemenceau persuaded him to have right eye surgery in 1922.
Oh, near the end.
Yes, but the surgery wasn't successful. Know how cataract surgery is done? They remove the cloudy lens and insert an artificial one. This was developed post-World War II.
Around 1945 or so.
There's an interesting anecdote where a pilot had glass embedded in his eye when his cockpit window shattered. And no side effects. When it gets lodged in the position of the lens, Dr. Ridley realized, oh, we can replace it with glass. And that's how the modern cataract surgery we know today was developed. Monet's surgery involved only removing the lens without replacing it.
What happens then?
It means you can't fully restore vision.
That's true.
And at that time, since sterile techniques were not well developed, cataract surgery was quite risky.
Antibiotics weren't properly developed either.
Yes, exactly. And Monet only had surgery on his right eye, so he unintentionally conducted an experiment. This painting also shows his garden from the same spot.
The top part's more orange and yellow.
Yes.
One eye.
The left was seen with the unsurgery eye. The right with the surgery eye.
Shapes are clearer on the right.
Different colors.
The colors changed. The cloudy lens was gone, removing reddish brown and yellowish hues, but vision didn't return. Shapes didn't come back, only the colors changed.
He's truly an impressionist. We know what colors trees and the sky should be,
Right?
so naturally, one would paint them green. But he painted exactly what he saw.
You're making a very important point. Yes, Monet intentionally painted what he saw.
He experimented with that too.
He painted not what we know, but what he saw at the moment. This captures the spirit of Impressionism. Unintentionally, the differences between right and left became an experiment. Looking at this painting, people later wonder if it might have influenced abstract art. His paintings began to omit forms and blur, becoming more abstract. Some people say that Monet was not only the father of Impressionism, but also influenced abstract art.
Hey, Pioneer.
Some say that, but what we can feel is he painted the amazing Water Lilies series. His cataracts influenced his style, making it even more beautiful. The style that he chose, due to his condition, it resulted in a unique and captivating beauty that continues to inspire. If Monet lived today, he would have had surgery, and we wouldn't have the water lilies. I always feel it's quite unfortunate for the individual artist, but for us living in later generations, it gave us unparalleled masterpieces. I think Monet's cataracts were like that too. Next time, we'll discuss another artist. We'll cover it next time. Thanks. To those who watched until now,
If you want to see more videos here,
is it here?
here.
Here it is.
To keep watching our fun videos, hit subscribe and we'll keep up.
Subscribing is help.
We love you,
love-
help friends.
See you again.
See you again.